Josh Uche has been traded to Kansas City. How will DHop role be expanded in this offense? And we give our predictions for the Monday night matchup against the Bucs. All this next on this special live edition of Chiefin.
Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom Media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Welcome to another episode of Chiefin. I'm your host, Dale Fowler, along with my partner, Lonnie.
Let's just see that. Let's hope the Chiefs come back and show that their regular self.
Facts. Go Chiefs. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Chiefin. I'm your host, Dale Fowler, along with my partner, Lonnie. How you doing tonight, brother?
Good. Excited. Happy to be here. 7-0 is the count. Ready to talk some Chiefs football. Happy.
And you're totally right. And guess what? It's a special live edition of Chiefin as well, too. We was like, let's go ahead and do a live for the people. We want to interact with everybody, have a good time. So we definitely have a lot to talk about tonight. 3 topics, but we're gonna go definitely gonna go deep into it. So let's go ahead and get started. Baby Shark attack. The Chiefs on Monday traded for pass rusher Josh Uche, who 2 seasons ago had 12 sacks from the New England Patriots. What does this addition mean to our defense going forward in the season?
Yeah, so I think it's a good addition for the defense. I think it adds another pass rush element to the defense that we were kind of missing and looking for, that speed rusher. Yes, we do have an anchor inside, which is Mr. Chris Jones, kind of holding everything down in there. Derek Nottie, Mike Pennell, some guys that are really just great run stuffers, Turk Wharton. So I think our interior guys are just kind of set for the most part. I think this is just kind of show up on the outside, get a speed rusher opposite of George to kind of counteract that power that he has, somebody to get upfield, just to kind of a yin and a yang to each other. And I think Mr. Uche fits perfectly with that. Like you said, he had 12 sacks, I think, 2 years ago. So he's a speed guy, super duper athletic, can even has some cover ability. And I think this just says a lot about the development of Felix and Udike Uzama. I don't think Felix is as far along as the Chiefs want him to be, which is why I think we're seeing Mr. Uche come in and he's going to probably get significant playing time, which is probably going to take a couple snaps from Felix. However, I think this just brings another element to Spag's defense, and I think it takes some of the pressure off of that secondary, which we know has had injuries with Jalen Watson going down, and then you have Najee Johnson just recently going down. So we know to counteract any losses or any subside any pain in your secondary, you kind of want to add to your pass rush and kind of alleviate it with pressure. Best way to mask things like that is to help with pressure, or just to the pressure and the secondary kind of really work hand in hand. You can get pressure, you're probably going to get interception. So I think that the Chiefs did this, just making a big move, trying to just mask some things that may be going on in the secondary as far as having some injuries. And I like the move overall, bringing another speed element to the offense. Somebody that's really willing to go out and get after the quarterback at a fast rate, kind of close that gap that Chris and them may be having because they're speed rushers power rushers and pushing guys upfield. I think Uche is going to fit perfectly with that group. So I love the pickup, and I think it's going to help the defense.
So I loved it. I enjoyed it. But at first I was like, who is this guy? But I went in, had to look at his highlights, see how it works. And, bro, that's why I used the pun tonight, baby shark attack. He looks like a baby Frank Clark. How he getting off the ball very quick, use a lot of finesse moves as well, too. Now, I feel like he has more in his arsenal opposed to what we've seen with Frank Clark, but I think he's further along based off when he came in as well, too. And I think the Chiefs, this was a smart move because what we did years ago, we had Frank Clark, right? We went out, traded for him with Seattle. He ended up, probably not living up to what we wanted him to do within the regular season, but he definitely showed out in the postseason. Now, he did have a career high in sacks with 15.5 sacks like in previous seasons with Seattle before he traded over to us, but we saw the potential. And then, he was coming up on his contract as well, too. And once we traded for him, we gave him that extension, gave him a 5-year deal. And he was making over $100 million with us. Now, with the Josh Uche deal that we have going on, We got him towards the end of his contract, but hey, we didn't go ahead and do an extension, and it's middle of the season as well too. So if you go out and show out the rest of this season, then maybe you have a place with us, and you can earn some money being that other pass rusher that's beside Mike Dana and also George Karlaftis that's growing within our system as well. But what I saw on film and what I think what he brings to this defense, he brings an element of a speed rush that we were missing. Now, Mike Dana, he did possess that, but of course, he dealt with injury as well too, and we saw that flashes early on before we gave him that 3-year deal this all season. But with Josh Uche, him being that young, it's like, okay, I like how you coming off the edge. He definitely has a power rush element to him as well too, depending on how he leveraged the left tackle or the opposing tackle that he's going against. I can see this being something that works out for us in the future. And we talked about it early on before we got on into the show as well too. We saw those highlights that he had against Buffalo and also the Jets as well. Very quick, very dominant. And Lonnie, we discussed it before as well too. We never seen someone dominate Josh Allen like that, getting in, coming in for a sack, and just being able to pull him down with that much ease and just with that much force. It's like, I like it. I enjoy it. So I think overall, I think it will work out for us. And with the injuries that we have been dealing with in the secondary, just like you mentioned as well, too, it's going to help us out because a good pass rush is always going to be able to, of course, help out a suspect secondary. It's not that our secondary is bad. We're just dealing with injuries, and we have guys that we need to step up like Najee Johnson and Josh Williams who haven't been looking too great. But once they are able to figure it out, and we know Spags will figure it out for this defense, I think they'll be great. But so far, with us being able to get pressures, being able to average a sack a game as well too, that helps being able to add that other element in the pass rush that we need because we got the interior pass rush with Chris Jones. George Karlaftis, he's a guy who has a high motor, which Josh Uche as well has a high motor. He continues and goes on, but he's more of a power rusher, right? With Josh Uche, now you got someone on the other side where, okay, I'm going to be able to try to beat you with my speed. And then I know a lot of people are not big fans of the spin move or anything like that. However, with guys who have that quickness, it can work to their advantage because you never want to turn your back on a blocker. So I think overall with him coming in, it's going to be awesome. I think that adds more depth to it. And I understand what you said earlier. It may not, it probably shows that Felix is not going to, he's not, of course, getting to the point that we want him to get to. However, he has still been making some noise a little bit. With him being a first round pick, is he living up to the hype? No. But I will say each week out that I see him play, it wasn't great in the preseason, but he gets better. He's doing a little bit more. He's getting more pressure. He may be a person who helped causes a fumble or he's in on the action. So overall, I think, with adding a guy like Josh Uche into this lineup, it's just adding more depth and adding more bodies that you can be able to rotate out because once Charles Omenihu comes back, it's going to be a long night, day, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, for that opposing offensive line. So, Lonnie, anything you want to add on to that?
No, I just want to answer the question in the chat. I think he stops the run magnificently. If we know anything about Bill Belichick, if you're going to be a defensive lineman that plays for Bill Belichick, you're going to know how to stop the run. You're going to be fundamentally sound. So that's one thing you can count on, being that this guy was a Bill Belichick prospect. He came in and even spoke about him a little bit. He's going to stop the run. He's going to get down, anchor down, and come in and do what he needs to stop the run. He even had to highlight against us stopping the run. I think it was Isaiah Pacheco getting stuff. So he has some highlights stopping the run on Mr. Wanye Morris, I think. So I seen that on his highlight reel. So he's good overall. I don't think he's going to have any problem stopping the run. I think he'll be great, though, when it comes to being the yin to the yang of George Karlaftis, which is just straight pure power and willingness to get to the quarterback. I think he's going to be perfect to that. A perfect marriage, I think, is what they'll be.
And Spags and his defensive coaches are great at, rotating those guys out, knowing the situation where they know that it will more than likely be a pass, more than likely be a run. But with Josh Uche, he does come from a system with the Patriots where, of course, they probably run more of a 3-4 system where he plays as an outside linebacker, but he still can put his hand into the ground. And also he knows the assignment of being a defensive end as well, too. So when it comes to it, he'll be able to do his part. No worries about it. However, that's where it comes to. Uh, who doesn't have a highlight against Morris though? A lot of, I mean, you're right. I mean, right now we could calm down a little bit, but
Because
I know
what
it's been ugly
y'all
for him.
wanted Tunsil, y'all wanted Tunsil, and Tunsil is worse. Tunsil is worse.
Laramie Tunsil is worse.
Tunsil is what? Yes, he's leading the league in penalties.
I'm not gonna
He's
lie, but
horrible.
like
And
overall, when he
the
came into the
whole
league,
offensive
he's been
line.
solid. He's been solid though. He's having a rough year now, and he dealt with injury too, coming off of
Y'all,
that. So
Tunsil is worse.
yeah.
Look it up. I'm telling y'all. Look it up, Tunsil. Y'all wanted Tunsil though. Y'all wanted Tunsil. Y'all wanted us to go get Tunsil.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, and we like to pick up as well too. I know a lot of people expected us to probably go after a wide receiver, but who knows what's going on once the postseason comes as well. I know we have guys that's out for the season, but you know you still have your Juju's who he's just missing a couple games, should come back, and then we don't know the extent of Hollywood Brown. He may be back for the postseason, so maybe they don't want to overdo it. But it's always great to have a pass rush and get add on to that as well too. But let's go ahead before we jump into our next topic. Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well too, and like, comment, and share those previous videos as well. That way, other Chiefs fans like yourself can go ahead and come in and tap in with the content. Also, if you want to get on the channel, get on the show, have an interview, make sure you fill out our Google Doc that we want you to submit so you can go ahead and get on Clinton's Home of the Chiefs podcast, where he interviews Chiefs fans and other NFL fans about how they became fans of their team and talk about, of course, the previous week that happened within the games as well, too. So make sure to, of course, when this video is dropped, it'll be in the description, and then you can go into that link to be able to fill that out. Also, we got shirts as well, too. Red Kingdom Media shirts. Make sure hit us up. Me, Lonnie, or Clinton. Hit us up if you want a shirt. That way we can go ahead and put the order and get that out to you. And then also we have our daily newsletter that drops Monday through Friday. Substack. Subscribe to our Substack, please. We have exclusives that we have that is, if you want to be a paid member, you can get our exclusive content as well too, where of course Rod, he does a pregame article, and then also I do a postgame article as well too, covering what's coming up in the week and also what happened during that game and breaking down that game as well too. So please tap into everything. We definitely love the support. We appreciate everyone as well too. But for real, subscribe to that YouTube, because once we get to 500, we got a special giveaway. And you have proof that you subscribe to the YouTube, that's going to put you into the raffle. And then once we have a raffle, you may get a jersey. You may get special paraphernalia. You may get something, I don't know. You may get a pop-up with me where it's like I'm coming to the crib and might take you out to eat. Who knows? I'm capping because I'm in New Mexico. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It'll be something. It's going to be something.
Right.
Tap in.
Tap in, man. But let's go ahead and jump into our next topic. So Hopkins Hurdles. So DeAndre Hopkins, he caught 2 passes last week on 3 targets, but you can tell he will be instrumental in this offense going forward the rest of the season. As time goes on, he will gain a bigger role in this offense. Lonnie, what type of role do you think he will play when it comes to the postseason and once he is fully acclimated into the system?
Yeah, so I think DeAndre is going to continue to be the person that he has been. He's going to be a chain mover, somebody that does the dirty work, a Travis Kelce-esque type wide receiver, to kind of say the least about DeAndre, a yak guy, somebody who knows how to make the hard catches over the middle, who's going to be in the right place at all times. I think what we've seen on Sunday is just a microcosm of what we're going to see from DeAndre in this offense. I know we didn't see, it was a couple miscommunications where he kind of ran some routes at a depth that Mahomes kind of wasn't looking for, but I think we are yet to see a big game from DeAndre, which is going to be my later on take, but I think it's just a microcosm. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to move the sticks like he has done with all these lackluster quarterbacks, Will Levis, Mason Rudolph, all these guys that he's played with, Case Keenum. And I think now he's playing with a superior talent. We're only going to see even more. It's only going to get better. So I think he's going to continue to be the person that he has been while he was in Houston, and even the person that he was in Tennessee. I think he's going to be able to move the sticks and be a super duper, even bigger weapon in the red zone. With now being a jump ball guy, as long as he can build that trust in Mahomes and Mahomes can put the ball somewhere DeAndre can get it, which is really anywhere. With the type of hands that he has, I think it's going to be a match made in heaven, to say the least, with him and the quarterback. So I like the pickup, and I think he's going to continue to be the stick mover and taking some pressure off of Travis Kelce and opening it up for other guys like he has.
We all know that he's gonna take the Rashee Rice role. You know, with missing that talent, we saw how Rashee Rice started out the season as well too. He was taking that load of being a primary pass catcher, and also of course getting to that end zone as well too and making some plays. And not only was he doing it in the intermediate game, but he was able to and was developing doing it in the deep pass game as well too. And we saw that in that Bengals game. And DeAndre Hopkins, he already has that in his arsenal. So with him adding into this offense, I think he's going to be a guy that, of course, once this season ends, he's going to have 1,000+ yards. He got to us at in the perfect time where we can be able to help him, of course, succeed that. But I do think that going forward as well too, that he's just going to be able to elevate to a level that we haven't seen him before. Maybe something that might be greater than what we saw him with Deshaun Watson, because you do have this elite talent at quarterback where he's missing that guy on the outside that we need, and this is someone. I know a lot of people like to compare it to Sammy, like we had him, but I think as a complete traditional wide receiver, he's him. And Mahomes haven't had that. We had Tyreek Hill. That's not taking anything away from Tyreek, because he's on another planet that we will want to come back to Kansas City. But as a traditional, where you go downfield, he up there somewhere, jump ball. We saw what he did with Kyler Murray on those Hail Mary passes and bringing it in on 3 or 4 guys. He can do that within his offense. But guess what, DeAndre? We already have an offense set up for you to succeed in and make it better for you. And guess what? Take all that responsibility away from you where you think you have to make a big play all the time. We got a Kareem Hunt. We got Travis Kelce, who's the best tight end in the game. We got Juju when he get back. We got a young guy in Xavier Worthy. You don't have to do all of that. But when I need you to go on that route, when I need you to do a 9, and I'm going to just go ahead and throw it up in jump ball situations, that's him. And I was frustrated last week on the goal line when we didn't do it. And we talked about it with the setup. I was like, okay, I saw that motion come over. I think they wanted to see how the safety will react. Are you going to respect DeAndre being the player that he is and go ahead and shade over to that way and not allow that? Or are you going to respect the entire offense where Patrick Mahomes can make anything work with everyone? And when I saw when they motioned him out, that safety backed up, now we have a chance to go ahead and do some fade routes into on the goal line and have them jump ball and win those opportunities. That's going to work for us, and that's going to help our success rate in the red zone as well, too. So I think overall, he's going to just be the complete receiver for us. He's going to be able to do everything, but we're not going to force everything on him. We got to respect his age as well, too, being 32 years old, but he can still play at a high level. However, that's not going to negate you being the number 1 wide receiver on this offense. We were trying to rush Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy is very good. He's a great player. I don't think he's ready for that repetition and getting those snaps and being able to get those looks that Rashee Rice was able to take his first season as a rookie. That's why when people talk about him as the number 1 wide receiver, stop disrespecting him. He's that. His senior season, he didn't get over 1,400 yards for a reason. I don't care where you at. Division I college, he was pro ready already. And y'all disrespected that. And y'all missing the production now. That's why they went out and got somebody like DHop, because not only is he someone who can, I can get the jump ball. You can see me on the deep route, and I'm getting over guys, and I'm topping everybody. But he's a yak guy as well, too. You can get it to me on the flat. You give it to me across the middle. I'm going to break a tackle, get a couple yards. And if I have to, I get out of bounds as well, too. So his role is going to be phenomenal with the Chiefs. And this is something that should have happened 2 years ago. But Red Beach, stop being cheap, bro. Because we could have had this already. He could have been 2 Super Bowls up with us. But it's all right. Ryan, what you want to say?
And I feel like that's an argument for another day, because I feel like that's an argument that me and you kind of have all the time. I don't consider it being cheap. I just think Brett Beach makes a lot of picks and he hits, man. It's not like he's throwing picks at the wall and they're not sticking. I mean, yes, there are Sky Moores out there, okay? We're gonna acknowledge that. Yes. And yes, are we scared about Felix and UDK Uzama? Yes. Okay, are we worried about guys like Joshua Williams? Yes, we are, but we got a comp pick for that because he was an HBCU player. So it's just my point. My point is that I think you got to respect what Beast does when it comes to picks and how he trades and how he maneuvers and what he's willing to give away and what he's not willing to give away. I don't question him anymore when it comes to his trading and how he chooses to do so. I kind of have a respect for that, and I've learned that. But I will say that yeah, I mean, you got to take your hat off to the man. We can't really say that he doesn't know what he's doing. He got a great player for cheap. And yeah, he got him probably 2 years too late, Dale. But like you said, he still can be that person. Okay, I think he still has the ability to be the yak guy that he was shown to be. So, like you said, Rashee Rice is great. He's a jump ball guy, and I think when it comes to doubling, I think we're gonna bring the double back to DeAndre Hopkins. We're gonna reinvigorate his career. Come on, you're gonna have to double DHop. If you're gonna single him up, we're gonna expose y'all all year this year. So you better not start singling him. You better start doubling him. So I think we're gonna get him some respect back here in KC, the well-deserved respect that he should have always had. But he's been playing with sorry talent, and I think it's a message to the rest of these wide receivers: stop chasing money. Go get you a real quarterback. Stay where you know it's good at.
Right. Well, we'll see how that goes, but overall, I still like to pick. I still like to trade. I think this is something that was long overdue. I'm happy that he's a part of this offense now. And DeAndre Hopkins, he also made a post as well too. Stating that pretty much summing it all up that those who don't rush, it will eventually come to them. And him not being a guy who rushed his way into Kansas City and rushed his way to a perfect opportunity, whatever he believes in, he allowed it to, of course, get him to the point that he's at now. And he's a part of an undefeated team, has a chance to be able to go into the postseason and work for a Super Bowl. And I hope we're able to do that for him because he's somebody who deserves it. He kept his mouth closed a long time, and now he's going to be able to play at a high level with elite quarterback and elite head coach and also elite team in general. And we're going to see how that goes. But let's go ahead and jump into our last topic of the evening. Monday predictions. So, what is your score prediction for this matchup, and who will stand out on the offense and defense in this upcoming Monday night matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna call him out for another third time on this show, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I think DeAndre Hopkins has his coming out party in Arrowhead. I think DeAndre Hopkins stands out. I think the Chiefs win 28-13. We know it's a hampered dog coming in the Arrowhead, a really, really beat up dog with Baker Mayfield and the limping Bucs with no wide receiver core. So I'm hoping that our secondary can get some confidence in this game and kind of get a chance to beat up on some lackluster wide receivers. But that's not going to be my defensive standout. It's not going to be anybody in secondary. I'm going to go with Chris Jones. I think he's going to benefit from Mr. Uche showing up and having somebody on the other side of that pass rush, kind of just taking some pressure off for him too. A lot of this is so much, I think, with the Chiefs is taking pressure off for the stars because we're at the point now. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, those guys are stars. So they're getting doubled. They're getting attention. They have the red circle dot highlighted name on them when they come in the meetings, probably for the opposing team. They're circled. The person has on a highlighter orange vest or a green jersey, like you see the people wearing with the signs when it's when they're in practice, probably. So people know where they are. So you have to bring in people and surround them with people that are just as good as them, I think, to be able to help take some of the pressure off of them. Which is what I think we're seeing with DHop, what I think we're seeing with Uche. So I think that Chris Jones has a good day and he benefits from Brett Veach going out and making that move. And I think DHop has him a coming out party against this Bucs secondary that I don't really see him make too many plays other than Winfield coming down, and he's kind of always been that guy since the Super Bowl. So I think he can do it. I think if they don't double him up and give him some chances, I think DeAndre has a day and at least gets him a touchdown and sends Arrowhead into a frenzy.
All right. Well, for me, my score prediction for this upcoming game, I'm still not giving over 30. I want them to get over 30, but I'm still going to work with what I've been doing so far, and it's been helping out. And as long as we get wins, I'm okay with it. But I got the Chiefs. I'm going to go ahead and go with 28-20. I do think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they still have some weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And Baker Mayfield, regardless of the games that he has up and down, at times he still can dial it on you and be able to put some points on the board. I think that can possibly happen on Monday. But they will be without Mike Evans. I think Chris Godwin is still questionable, but he may not be there as well too. But we have a homegrown player that's coming back home for his Monday night game in Rachaad White, where it's like, I'm back in the city, center made. I'm going to show out for the town. So we got to be on the lookout for that. But I got it at 28-20 for the score prediction. And then also for my standouts on the offensive side of the ball, I want this to be a DHop game. I really do want this to be a DHop game. I want him to come into the system and be like, hey, regardless of where I'm at, I'm going to play at a high level, and I'm still going to be that elite talent that y'all want. So overall, I think he'll have a good game. I'm not going to put him over the 100-yard mark, but I will say around 9 to 10 catches, 95, 96 yards, a touchdown, but also be the guy who is kind of getting our offense going, making those big catches in those moments, and extending the drive for us. So I think on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go ahead and give it to DHop because he got his little action in the first game, but we know it's going to ramp up. It might be 50% of the snaps now, or a little bit over 50% going into the 60 percentile, where he can still make some noise happen, right? So I think that can happen. That's where he can, of course, make some noise at that moment. And on the defensive side of the ball, I need my Trent McDuffie pick. All right, I need my Trent McDuffie pick. Still no career interceptions, but he has been a dog and he has been covering his guys and not allowing as much. I'm always okay with having that. But I need you to get a pick on Baker Mayfield. I want it. Because now, guess what I can do, Trent, when I go talk to other people, when I go into my Facebook groups, and go ahead and have a good time and talk my ish. Trent McDuffie got a pick. Our top corner in the league finally has a pick with the Kansas City Chiefs. So we've been waiting on that. You've been letting guys like Jaden Hicks and Roland Wallace get picks before you. I'm not okay with that. And we got a comment that said something in the chat about that as well, too. So, yeah, man, but stand out on the defense side of the ball, of course, I'm going to go ahead and give it to my guy, Trent McDuffie. He'll end up with a sack and a half, of course, coming in on a blitz. And then also, hopefully, in moments where we pressure Baker Mayfield, that's when he can get a floater in the ball, a little ugly one, and go ahead and bring it in. And better yet, when you catch it, just go ahead and fall down. We don't even need you to return. Just get the pick, secure the stat, and we'll let the offense go ahead and come out and do what they do and get the points for us. Lonnie, anything you want to add before we go ahead and get into these comments before we close it out?
Trent don't need no pick, man. He got rings, man. He's an all pro. If you don't know who Trent McDuffie is, then you better go look him up because he's got his handprints and hand in every cookie jar of every wide receiver in this league. So look him up. Respect Trent McDuffie without a pick. He's two-time Super Bowl champion.
All right, now let's go ahead and go through these last comments before we go ahead and close out this edition of our live edition of Chiefin for this week. So what we have first coming up, we got our producer going ahead and drop that for us real quick. What we about to discuss real quick. Which ones we got? Crazy thing is our depth is probably the best in the NFL, and that's how it's been to keep up these Super Bowl runs year after year. This is good depth. I agree, bro. I think that's what always saved us when we came to it. Of course, you always need to have some stars on both sides of the ball, ones that separates themselves from those what we like to call it average professionals that you have. But at the same time, it's always good to have guys underneath that they're able to come in, they know the assignment, they can be able to play at that level and be able, of course, have us not miss a beat as we progress throughout the game. Lonnie, anything you want to add to that one?
I mean, I think we've been Patriots-esque, right? It's all about when you have a quarterback that's on a really expensive contract, you have to draft good. You have to draft really good and make really smart signings. And I think Brett Veach has done that ever since he's gotten Mahomes, and he kind of learned from Bill Belichick and what they did with the Patriots. He just kind of did it a little bit better and revamped it, and really hit with the picks. You have to hit on draft picks, and that's one thing that Brett Veach has done. So I do agree with that too. We draft good and we develop good. So yes, that's a product of depth.
All right, retrading for a quarterback. To me, unfortunately, I don't think we trade for a cornerback because you do got some options that's in free agency. If anything, you should have brought them up and put them on a practice squad and have them, progress as time go on. Then you're able to elevate them. But the only one I truly want to trade for, a lot of people are saying Marshawn Lattimore, but the Panthers are so bad, you end up benching Bryce Young, or you going to go through a restart. Give me J.C. Horn.
No.
Give me J.C. Horn. What you talking about? Him and Trent. You didn't say realistically. I'm talking about what I want.
Yeah.
Give me J.C. Horn.
And I was gonna say that too. I don't know if the Chiefs trade for a cornerback, being that we like to get younger, faster, stronger at positions of that.
He's still young.
Of that nature. Well, yes, and that's why I said, of course, yes, to be somebody like J.C. Horn. But if J.C. Horn was available, and is available to the Chiefs, somebody that's kind of still in a rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be really, really something beautiful for the Chiefs. But that would kind of be a match made in heaven, a gift. So I don't know if we go out and get him, but we may go out and get Lattimore. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see. He's on the older side.
Or Kendall Fuller. They said that too. So I don't know today.
No, I'm not going to trade for somebody.
I like that.
No, I'm not trading for somebody. I'm not. You going to trade for somebody we already had? We probably could have gotten free agency.
No, and they, like they said, the Chiefs love, like Carrington was saying, and C-Dot, the Chiefs love calling up their old thing. That old thing from a couple years ago that you took. You got her. They like, hey man, I ain't seen her.
I wouldn't give up my draft compensation for it though. It's just when you get younger, you like to do that. Man, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about it. All right, Pat saw the tape and seen that he's open a lot. I think he might be one of Pat's favorite targets. I agree. DHop, he become everybody's favorite target. It don't matter who you are. You can be Will Levis, who barely can get him the ball. I mean, I'm gonna throw you the ball, and I hope you can be able to get, of course, get to it. But hey, we'll see. He could have had a touchdown on Sunday, but Pat went to Kelsey. Pat saw he saw that as well. I know he did. Yeah, well, you can go on that.
Yeah, we seen that. Down there at the goal line, quick slant. You got to hit him in the numbers, but I think that'll come. Everything will come. I mean, it was early, and he wanted to get Travis that touchdown. I mean, it's been talked
National
about.
Tight End Day. National Tight End Day.
We've heard
National Tight End Day too.
Yeah.
And he probably told DHop like, bro, we're going to get active these next couple games. X-Men will get his intermediate reps when these got to respect Trav and DHop with double teams. That's how he was honestly getting the calls and getting some of the plays that he was getting early on in the season when he was making stuff happen, because Rashee Rice was, of course, taking up most of that, and then Trav at times, of course, they locked in on him and allowed him to be able to take advantage. Jags equals stars in our system. Let me go back to that one. Jags equals stars in our system. PM, Trav, DHop bring out their best. Yep. As always, they do. What's our next one? What's our next one? Man, it's about to get cold outside. I'm ready to see that Pop and Hunt duo breakdown defense. No, Lonnie, hear that because I gotta bring it up so my buddy can hear this later on. I hope he watch it. Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
Okay, it's coming. But I just wanted everybody to know. He's not coming in and he's taking Kareem Hunt's job. That is Kareem Hunt's job right now. If anything, they're gonna split carries. He's gonna be a backup. So I can't wait to see it either. It's like you said, it's gonna get cold outside. It's gonna get real ugly. Clinton not gonna like. He like offense. He like the rest of the Chiefs world. I know y'all like offense. It's gonna be some smash mouth football here in a minute. It's going. Y'all ain't gonna like it, but we gonna love it.
All right. I think it's gonna be a worthy type of game on Monday. Definitely could happen if they're gonna lock in on DHop and Trav, but that could be his moments for the jet sweep. DHop 2 touchdowns, 31-17. Uche 2 sacks. Uche 2 sacks already. It can happen though, depending on that offensive line and how beat up they are. And then we got Chiefs Bucs 25-20. So it looks like we all standing within that 20, probably under 20 range. Chiefs in the mid 20s to almost 30s.
He learned from
Beach
his
ain't
players.
shit. Beach ain't. He learned from
it. Dorsey. They coming for Dorsey. They'll love Dorsey, y'all. Y'all don't do Dorsey like that.
Hold on. I just give credit where credit is due. That's all. I give credit where credit is due. The thing is, he can, just like Beach, he's great at like drafting talent, but he's great at acknowledging talent, seeing it early. And Beach was a part of his staff, doing the going out and looking at draft picks. So they got a marriage there. Don't sleep. Like
John
he's just bad at contracts.
Our franchise with some of them contracts.
That money, Barry and Houston contracts was earned. They only considered bad because they got injured after. Yep, that's it. That's really true. Once you bet on it, so with that Pat Mahomes contract, he won us a Super Bowl, right? We gave him that 10-year deal worth $500 million. He got hurt. You will be pissed right now. Like, what the? I was at to get off because Clinton gonna be mad at me. I was at to get off. KC ain't no staff fan boys. Jewelry bling boy. Yeah, all day, bro. All day. We love the jewelry. PM final evolution is TB12ish. Takes what's given and not getting full, but wise decisions.
Yeah.
He got part of that, but he just we talked about, go back and look at previous episodes because me and Lonnie, we'll go in on, we got to in on him. I'm gonna be honest. Like he just gotta do it. It's just in him. You know, people that just gotta just be dumb, like that's him. It's just like in him. Fuller being balling though. He was balling with us, but I think we're looking for that guy on the outside like Jalen Watson, where it's like he can be able to lock up the second best guy. Even if you put him on the first best guy, he can do it as well too. Beach retread, the retread master. I think he retreads on who he get. McCole.
Yeah. He'll go get his guys.
Yeah, Mike Denton healthy. This D line is going to be insane. Oh, Mike Denton and I think that's why they wanted to go get Uche as well too. In the meeting, I think that's why they wanted to get Uche as well too. That way, even though they're probably doing well in their recovery process, they can still take breaks, have time. Like kind of get better. Get healthy. We got other guys. We got depth where they can come in and fill in and be able to handle that for us. Nelson or Peters? I'm going with Steven Nelson.
I'm gonna be honest.
To get to the interception those, but Steven Nelson really what I saw with Houston. He really
Marcus Peters was a man. Rookie Marcus, that run that he had, he picked Peyton Manning. You rarely pick Peyton Manning, especially when he got older. So I'm going Marcus Peters.
All right. Like I said before, the Dorsey Hill building lines currently constructed. I don't go for the John Dorsey slender. That is a perfect example. No. Emron St. Brown.
We still feeling the effects.
DeMar Gibbs. He went up and got David Montgomery. He said, let's go ahead and bring in John Dorsey. I mean, he said, go ahead and bring in Jared Goff. Guess what happened? They got to the conference championship game, and they more than likely going to go to the Super Bowl this year, and we're going to beat them and get our get back. Pat the sandbagger from hell. He said it in the match in the golf court, I'm good for TV. He is. Like, he's entertainment. Like, he's really the true definition of sports entertainment. Now, I know a lot of people think everything is rigged for us and everything like that, but Cam Newton made a great statement that he made on First Take as well, too. He was like, I think it was on his fourth one, actually. He said, I don't think the league it definitely ain't rigged, but the refs, he basically had some type of, how to hold them accountable, like, I guess, put them on full salary. So basically, if you put them on full salary or whatever, he said that they make a good enough money anyway doing it. But he said something towards like, if you put them on like salary, and I guess it can be affected by like the play calls or how you affect the game or stuff like that, that might make them, respect it or be mindful of what they call in the future. And maybe, in the future as well too, we might be able to review some calls as well too, make some of those things reviewable. Not everything, because of course that'll slow up the game and you'll be able to go back and review every call and be like, here's a holding here, here's a holding here, here's a holding there. But they could have done better with the pass interference, legal contact, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff should have been reviewable. If you see it, stop. I understand that you didn't see it in a moment, but that's why we got this equipment right now, to be able to help us within these times where, okay, maybe it was real significant contact. It don't look like that in real gameplay, but that's why he went ahead and threw up his hands like this or anything like that. Stuff like that. So I kind of respect what you're saying on that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
so,
like you said, he's a pro. He's a pro's pro. We know that.
Yeah.
Mahomes' dad was a professional athlete. You could tell.
Yeah,
He's
right.
groomed. He was made for these moments. Every one of them.
Definitely was made for this. But that's all we have for this episode of Chiefin. This was a cool live stream. We had a lot of people show out. I know a lot of y'all probably on Facebook don't see it as well too, because the X, I wish they could show all y'all combine y'all. But we had about almost 30 people on here tapping in with us, listen to us live. Definitely gonna be fun. Come back for the post game as well too, because we're gonna have a great time with that. That's directly after the game. There's gonna be raw reactions, raw everything that's happening right after that, and that's gonna be on Monday as well too, for that Monday night game against the Bucs. So make sure y'all tap in with that, because we're gonna have a great time, and Clinton gonna be on here with us as well too for the post game. That's gonna be our Red Kingdom live post game. So make sure to be subscribed to us and also follow us on all our social media platforms as well too. But that's all we have for this edition of Chiefin, our special live stream. We thank everyone for showing up and showing out, commenting in the chat as well too. It's always a good time. And when you comment, we definitely gonna put you on here and show y'all love as well. So thank you for joining in with us and listen to us talk and go back and forth. But as always, Lonnie, go Chiefs!
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom Media.